Hi, my name is Mandolin Royal, and today I have a new to me variety of birds. Just a little trio to get started with. And these are Chanteclers, which is a dual-purpose variety from Canada. And they were very specifically bred for productive cold hardiness, and they're strongest at laying eggs in the wintertime. At least so I've been told. We'll see. But a friend of mine up in Vermont, he was driving towards North Carolina and decided Ohio was on the way. And he was super kind enough to bring me this little starter group to mess around with. I am pretty excited about going on a new little learning adventure. Now, I did throw a little bit of caution to the wind in terms of biosecurity, and I do have them in my barn, in my viewing cage, because these birds, I mean, they really look fantastic. They're super healthy, they're clean, and I don't anticipate any ramifications by kind of ignoring biosecurity. I am probably going to shift them down to a tractor because I haven't made room for them yet. And I've got to keep the boys separate from the girls because he's older. This cool dude, he is chatty. He's already tried to peck me once. And it's because he doesn't know me. But he's a smart bird. He's got a brain in there. And he looks very tidy. If you look at the feathering, this is something that's really new to me, because bringing in quality like this where the breeding shows outwardly, this is a very nice looking bird. Even though he was a cull from his home farm, to me, this is just going to be a new adventure, and I'm going to breed forward from here. The pullets, they're 14 weeks old, so they're too young to even cage up with him. So I'm going to keep them separate until much later, probably after I start seeing eggs. I'm going to ask them to stand up here in a few so we can get a look at them. Look at your face. You see that little cushion comb? That is winter proof. You see how there's no obnoxious wattles hanging underneath his chin? This is a winter-proof chicken. Look, he's standing there thinking. His feathers, they're really quite luscious. Maybe even borderline a little too fluffy. I have been standing here most of the morning checking these birds out. My meat buyer did come by and cleared me out on some American breasts so I could start making a little bit of room for this new little project. And while I was waiting on him to get here, of course, I was going through my American standard of perfection. For copyright reasons, I can't flip this open and show you what it says about the Chanteclers, but I can do a little reading from it here in a moment. These birds are APA recognized, whereas the American breasts are not currently APA recognized. And that changes the showing parameters. And if you were going to show American breasts, you would have to take a copy of the proposed breed standard with you and give that to the judge's secretary or clip it to the front of the cage. But these guys, these are bona fide. So I'm excited. And looking at what they are and how they present to me and what they feel like, and then reading through the standard and looking at that, I'm kind of drafting in my mind what sort of breeding direction I'm going to take without really changing them. Like, this outward appearance is pretty spot on. They're just a wee bit too fluffy. I think you could have some more meat to you too, buddy. I'm going to be paying particular attention, I think, to the length of leg. They're a little bit tall. I'm going to pay attention to the feel of the offspring and selecting towards a meatier result. And that's probably going to be enough to get me started in season 1. I'm going to be looking at width, length, depth. Look at that spread of that tail though. Oh, that's beautiful. Even, balanced, clean. I know this bird was technically a cull, but you're gonna get me started and listen to you be chatty. We're gonna be friends in no time, buddy. You'll be alright. This is the smaller female. She's been spending her morning trying to make pine shaving tea in her water. There's a lot of growing left to do. She's probably the reason why I'm thinking they're long-legged. But we'll see. I'm gonna have to be patient. These are slower growing compared to what I'm used to in the American breasts. But that's alright. I've learned a lot of patience over the years. Well, you still have your little baby peeps. I know. Ohio's a little hot. Of course, they showed up on the most humid day of the year, and the air is very still, so I may put a fan on these guys. This is the bigger pellet, but I still get that long-legged vibe. Both of the girls are molting right now, so they definitely need time on that. Oh, I'm excited. I like this boy a lot. I see promise in this little project. And to keep him from overbreeding these two females, I might accidentally put a couple of breast girls in with them. We'll see. They'd be freezer birds initially until they showed me something interesting because, you know, for science, that could be its own little side breeding adventure. I don't know. We'll find out. But as far as the breed history, the Chantecler was of Canadian creation, and it was developed with the Oka Agricultural Institute in the province of Quebec. They were first presented to the public in 1918, and they were admitted to the standard of perfection in 1921. And that was the result of efforts made from 1908 until 1918 to obtain a fowl of vigorous and rustic temperament that could resist the climatic conditions of Canada and to be a general purpose fowl. So that means your eggs and your meats and being able to tolerate the climate. And it was a 10-year effort to bring these birds into being. So here they are now in 2023, and now I have this little trio to play with. I'm going to start them their own playlist so I can keep this little adventure organized, and I'm absolutely going to keep you guys updated on how it goes. I have high hopes for this boy here. What do you think? I know you're just taking in all the scenes, listening to all the other boys. Yeah. We'll figure it out. This is a pretty good start. These are probably the fanciest chickens that have ever been in this barn. So I'm going to see if I can take fancy and add just a little touch of utility in there. Yeah, we like our birds to be very productive and very meaty. But I'm not going to rush you. This little project's going to take some time, and I hope they can tolerate our summers. I'll probably be taking some precautions on keeping them cool, because the last thing I want to have happen is to lose them to heat. I know, the humidity sucks. I'm going to get a fan on these guys, refresh their water for cooler water, and keep an eye on them while I figure out where the heck I'm going to put them and how I'm going to make this work and what birds I need to juggle to work these guys in. I wasn't planning on a new variety, but I'm definitely going to give it a go. So more on this later. I'm going to put a picture on the back side of this video that shows the front breast width between this guy and one of the American breasts. And I think one of the things on the Chantecler list will be tightening up the feathers a smidge, but not enough to change the look of the type. I'm going to have a very delicate balancing act ahead of me, and I'm going to have to hatch a lot and grow a lot in order to find the little bits and pieces I'll be looking for. So stay tuned.